Hi, in this video we're going to be talking about the new Google Search app, which is also known as Google App for Desktop. So this allows you to have a standalone Google Search client that you could use to do, web searches, have it search your computer, use the AI tools, share your screen, take screenshots, upload files, and all that other kind of good stuff. All right, so we're going to show you how to install it, how to configure it, and then we're going to show you what it does. All right, so we're on the website here. All right, so I'm just going to download the app real quick. All right, so it gives you a little preview of what it's going to do here. So you don't have to sign in to use it, but if you want to get all the features, you will need to sign in. And then especially if you wanted to search your Google Drive and that type of thing, you'll have to be signed in for that. So I'll click on sign in. All right, choose your account if you have more than one. Make sure you agree to the permissions here. Click on sign in. All right, so you could go through this tour if you want. We'll just go through these real quick. And then right here, if you want to enable it to search your Google Drive files and then also your local files. All right, so for this, what it means by drive files is the cloud files. If you have the Google Drive client here, you can search that from the local files search. But in order to open files from Drive Online, I believe they can only be, Google Docs, Google Sheets, presentation files, that type of thing that are actual Google apps. So if you want to access your Google Drive files within this client here, you could download the client if you don't have it running. And then if you do have it running, you should probably go to the settings or preferences, click on Google Drive, and then change this from stream to mirror. So this will actually mirror all the files on your hard drive with what you have in the cloud. So this is going to take more room on your hard drive, obviously, because you're going to have duplicate copies, where this one actually just streams them and then just kind of downloads them as you need them. So it's up to you if you want to use this feature or not, but you're going to have to turn on the mirror files to use it with non-Google Apps type files. All right, so we're going to leave these enabled here. Click on Done. So now we have our main window here. So we could share the screen, take a screenshot, upload files, just type something in. Obviously you have your basic searches that you could do from the Google website. And then you have your similar options up here for all images, videos, news, and more, just like you do on the Google website. Then you have this one here for your history, and then you could start new right here. All right, so let's go to a website here. All right, let's check out this new tool here from Microsoft. All right, so you could also press Alt Space to bring up the tool here if it's not open. All right, so now if we click on Share Screen, continue. So entire screen or just the window, let's just do the window that we have open here. So you can see it loads it up here. So what is this page about here? Even has a link to the video, some other videos, and some other related articles. And then if we go somewhere else, for example, you can see it loads the new page in here automatically. And so it's going to keep on referencing this page until you do a new chat like that. Then you'll be starting over. All right, so now let's try a screenshot here. So let's kind of bring this up to the front. So it tells you what's in the screenshot here. So you could use this on your local computer from a website. So anything on your screen, you could take a screenshot of that and then have it analyze it. So it tells you what it found here. So it said it found 5 Word documents. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it found this other one here, has the Word icon, but the file extension is hidden, which I don't see there, so I don't know where it got that one from, so that's kind of interesting. All right, so that's how the screenshot tool works. Then, of course, we could upload a file if we click on this and browse to it. But before we do that, let's do a little test here to see if it's finding our files yet. All right, so let's type in the word antivirus for this file here. Okay, so it's finding it in the documents and finding it in the documents backup. Then it's also finding it within a folder here as well. And then it's on the Google Drive at the same time. So obviously this file was uploaded to Google Drive. So one little trick here you could use if it's not finding your files here, because it might take a couple minutes to kind of index it, even though it's not using the Windows index, it still has to kind of know where things are. What you could do is upload a file. Just say this one, for example, and that might trigger it to kind of index that location. So that's something you could use here. All right, let's look for something like this app data, see if it finds that. Well, actually, let's clear this out here first. All right, so it's finding it here. All right, so according to the Google Help, they say it's just mainly to search under your users folder, but obviously it's finding things in other locations. So when it comes to Google, your results will vary. So as of right now, it is searching other locations besides the user folder. All right, let's check out some of the settings real quick. So if you go to your icon here, AI mode is on by default. You can manage your profiles if you want to add a new one or change it to guest. Change the theme, light and dark, just like everything else. Configurations, just the keyboard shortcut to open the program here. So Alt space is the default. Data and privacy settings here. So here's where we could turn off searching Drive and turn off local files, or turn them on if they're not on for some reason. So what's new? This kind of tells you what's going on in the current release. And then send feedback. All right, let's see if we could use it to open an app here. So you can see typing in open notepad doesn't actually open it for you. But if we type in notepad itself, actually let's start a new thread here. You can see it finds it here. Let's see if it'll find Windhawk. Right, found that there as well. So you can see it could be used to open up apps on the spot as well. And you could also drag and drop files, but only certain types. So watch when I try and drag a Word file there. So this is not the right type. So let's try a image file here. Clear that out. So that works for drag and drop. And then if you click on the plus here to upload, you can see we have the same type of files. So PDFs is your best bet for documents. So it's kind of odd that it doesn't let you upload, Word documents, maybe because it's a Google thing and Word is Microsoft, but a lot of image files and PDFs. So let's go back to the documents here. Let's type in this brochure. So you can see it finds it here, but watch what happens when we click on it. It's just going to open the file itself. It's not going to take any action on it. So keep that in mind. When it comes to searching for unsupported documents, I guess you could say, you could find them here and open them, but you can't take action on them like you can with a PDF or an image file. Let's try a text file too, for example. So that's not going to work either. And then a couple other things you could do. Let's say you're working on some code or you get an error message. You could take a screenshot and have it analyze the error message for you. So let's say we're in a command prompt here. So what are the network settings of my computer? Gives me the IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and so on. Now it says if you're having trouble connecting the internet, what are you trying to do? And then you can kind of use it to troubleshoot your problems. So that's kind of nice too. All right, so there are the main features of the Google Search desktop app. So if you are a Google fan and like using the AI tools, you might be interested in trying this out. That way you could do more than just search within your web browser. You could do the other things like share your screen, attach screenshots, upload files, have it analyze websites, and all that other good stuff. All right, so I'll put a link in the description where you could download it, and then you can try it out for yourself. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.